Welcome back to Stormwater Creek, fans. Pleasure to have you today. Here with the crew, the wrecking crew. Austin Brown, El Capitan. Jordan Grimes, El Problem Solver. Abe, El Caca.
Whoa.
And me, Jared. La Tigre.
El Diablo, I think
El
it means
Diablo is
fire
exactly
chicken.
what it is.
Milkshake.
Well, yeah.
Well,
We're on our way back home.
Oh, man, what a great weekend. Fantastic weekend.
Day. It was pretty much just a day.
Yeah, but it took the whole weekend.
Sure.
Is it Sabine or Sabine?
Sabine, in my opinion.
It's Sabine.
Green jacket, gold jacket.
Sabine. Danan.
You saying Sabine?
Sabine.
Does anybody know
Okay.
what Sabine means?
No, you tell us.
It's an old Cherokee word for...
Okay. Go on, let's
It's an old British ship.
It's an old British ship that brought goods up from the Gulf of Mexico.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we're waiting for facts.
I have no idea what the name of it is. But it's, as far as size goes, it was a pretty good size little river there.
a pretty good-sized little river.
In Arabic, it means flower.
Do you think that that's what it was named after, an Arabic word?
No.
Just taking a
It's
shot.
a girl's name of Latin origin.
It's the Girl River?
Yeah, put in, what was the Sabine River named after?
Yep, I know. I was starting with
Named
meaning.
for? Because it's probably like a Caddo
Yeah.
word.
Or Spanish.
Spanish.
Spanish word for cypress.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Named by Domingo Ramon in 1716.
Old Domingo.
1760.
Ramon.
For it was designated Rio de Sabinas on a map of 1721.
I mean, there were a bunch of
Right.
cypress trees.
Thank you for joining us for Austin's Corner on today's program.
It was brought to you by Whataburger. I'm sorry,
River
McDonald's.
News.
And Sunkissed. So yeah, went down
Now
to
that's a
Sabine
fact.
Yeah.
on Friday.
Austin Brown, powered by orange drink.
And strawberry shortcake rolls, sir.
Strawberry shortcake rolls are delicious.
They are
Yeah, they
delicious.
And they are clutch for like boat snack, truck snack. I mean, they just kind of run the gambit because you get one single one in a wrapper and it's there and they're delicious.
They're good for breakfast
Yeah.
and
Lunch and dinner.
any time of the day you can have one.
They're a multi-tool of a snack.
Little Debbie's hit us up.
Don't send any of them damn Star Crunches, though.
yeah.
What's that? I like Star Crunch.
Yeah, keep your Star Crunches.
I want to get sponsored by McDonald's.
Right?
So it'd be that
Low speed, high drag, exactly. Like, everybody else is like, mountain ops and healthy eating, and we're like,
Yeah.
hashtag golden arches and camo, buddy.
That would
Yes.
be right up our alley.
I would rather reach out to Whataburger, maybe.
Totally. Get after it, man.
They're owned
Do
by
it.
Yankees.
Do it.
So,
Chicagans.
Chicago.
Chicagans. The
Hey,
Bears.
you want to talk
I
about?
think McDonald's
the
would be
Bears.
funnier since
The
everybody
Bears.
promotes like elk shape and
Yeah.
elk fit and get in shape
Exactly.
and backcountry hunt. And we're like, nah, dude, eat 99-cent menu on the river.
Yeah.
So in our videos, if we ever have them, they can hear Abe wheezing. How long did you saw that log for before you started?
About,
15 seconds.
yeah, maybe. 15 seconds is a long time.
Toward his crotch, where their
I was
main...
trying to be funny.
I don't believe that.
I
for a
don't believe
You
second.
think that that's the actual way that I would saw a log?
Yeah.
100%,
were.
yes.
But I
You
was
were.
absolutely joking.
I would say I was joking now too. If my friends were mocking me.
Yeah, especially at a podcast, it's so highly rated.
It's exactly the number one podcast
Tens
on
of dozens
iTunes.
of followers.
Dude, just own it.
Exactly.
Also,
What?
I
I'm
told
not
you a
gonna
million
own the
times
fact
to
that
stop exaggerating.
I
You tried to give yourself
a selfer?
a sex change operation while we were camping.
with
No.
a dull machete.
I did not.
Hey,
I was kidding.
It's a new country.
It is. I can be what I want to be.
So
The future is now.
The future is now.
we drove out here Friday night.
Yes,
Stopped
sir.
and had an awesome buffet somewhere in East Texas. I say awesome. It was a buffet. Buffets are cool.
What was
It
cool about it
lackluster.
was that it was a buffet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Also, it was awesome that, against everyone's, suggestions, Jordan decided to try the buffet sushi.
But
Sushi.
his logic was sound in that he got fake crab meat, not fish. Cause,
He didn't get sashimi.
Some of that crab with a K, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Crab with a K and 2 B's.
Nice salmon sashimi at that buffet.
Any
There was-
kind of fish.
There were some salmon on the buffet line,
Looked
and
like
I
it was
thought
covered
about
in
it.
cheese or something.
That was
Yeah.
like a salmon.
It was like
bake.
a hollandaise.
Yeah, like a salmon hollandaise. Oh, it was not good looking.
But I mean, all the different fried versions of chicken were delicious.
And shrimp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the
and
sweet and sour chicken, sesame
lo
chicken,
mein
orange
noodle.
chicken,
lo mein was good. The
Egg roll,
peppered
spring
beef
rolls.
was good.
lo mein, yeah.
The egg roll.
Hey, make you some stir fry with some lo mein. Lo mein's easy. You just
Yeah.
have spaghetti noodles at home.
No, absolutely, it's so good.
There you go. We were talking about recipes for Abraham because he's got quite the trophy collection of frozen meats.
I've got a lot of meat
Thanks.
in the freezer.
I think he
and
just
I've got
opens it and drinks a beer and stares at it
just
like, yep, I
oh,
killed
yeah,
all that.
Look at that. It's all
Shuts
in
the door
there.
and orders McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Less cleanup. It's worse for the environment. So
So yeah, we had a buffet. We got down here, threw up a wall tent.
the wall tent
Had a
is
cocktail.
outside of waiters. The wall tent is such an awesome tool to have.
It is. And
It's not really that
it
much
co-
of a
it's,
pain.
and
No.
no, it's not. That's what I say. Sometimes it comes up in our conversations of like, I don't know, that's kind of a pain. Like, it's really not.
It's
The-
It takes as long to set up that as it would take all four of us to set up our individual pup tents.
Right.
yeah.
And totally.
The only pain that thing is folding it up, and it's not really that bad because it's not really a sound science. I'm sure there's people that are like real good at it, but I mean,
We can edit right here. What's crackling?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something, yeah.
did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's my headset. Listen,
it is. Oh well. Your noise filter thing works
Oh,
well, so
I've been trying not to move my head too much.
I'll tear that one
I
down
think
and maybe
you got
solder on it.
That's
Turn.
it.
Yeah, it was just loose or something there.
Okay.
I'm still catching something.
Not much. I'm not.
No, it's not much.
It's not like it was.
No.
Yeah, now I can turn my head.
Oh, no, there it is.
It could be because we got all this going on here. That sounds a little better.
I
Okay.
think it's still my headset.
Yeah.
And action.
All right. Sorry for the interruption. So Walton, yeah, like Jordan was saying,
It's
yeah,
clutch,
rolling
dude.
it up kind of is a pain, but it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, it's really not. That's what I'm saying. That's the only pain in the butt. Like setting it up, literally, like what did it take us? Like 10 minutes at the most.
15.
Tops.
Yeah, 10, 15.
Like,
Not a big deal.
especially because you're not going to bust that thing out by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, which I don't see why you really would, unless you're like, unless you're there for
I don't
like
know that you could do it by
a couple
yourself,
weeks.
though.
You could.
Yeah, you could. You set all the outside poles. You run up your interior center pole, and then adjust your
Yeah,
outsides.
kind of just kind of.
Yeah.
But like with 4 people, I mean, we kind of had it already down to a science, and it's been a long time since all of us set that thing up.
Almost a year. I mean, just a touch
I mean,
over a year. For
me
interior.
and Austin set it up by ourselves.
Yeah, Lauren.
Yeah.
When I first got it, Lauren and I did the test set in our backyard just to figure it out before we got to the outdoors. And went, I
Yeah.
don't know how to work this.
Yeah. Had a drink that night, had a couple beers, went to bed.
Got up early. Abe made us breakfast.
Yeah, it was a really good
Delicious.
breakfast.
And then we got on the water.
Man,
Getting the boat into the water,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought was going to be a bit of a. It was anticlimactic, thankfully, but it definitely got down there and was like, oh, this is going to be interesting.
That looks
it,
sticky.
it
Oh.
was
It was real muddy.
Looked like clay style mud with some deep ruts in it. Like people had already kind of gone through. There was some mud tires in some spot. It felt a lot better than it looked.
Yeah, once you walked on it, it was a little harder
Yeah, it was
than visually.
So your trailer backing. I figured out what you're doing wrong.
Overcorrecting?
overcorrecting, yes, but thinking that if you hard cut immediately, it immediately affects the trailer. It doesn't. It's like a jet ski. You have to be under power to make corrections. Whereas a vehicle, you're like, oh no, I need to turn. You cut it hard, and you can immediately turn.
Yeah.
The trailer, you've got that hinge in the middle, be it the hitch.
Yeah.
So you turn it, and then you start moving. You're not seeing a direct correlation. So you need slight movements and constant movement, constant reverse, and so you can guide things.
Yeah.
That's your issue.
Yeah.
Overcorrecting and stopping to correct. Correct while you're going.
Yeah. That's why I need the suicide ball on my steering wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was not too bad.
No, it was fine.
We got down there in one try.
Too. But
Well, I mean, I pulled forward to straighten her up a little bit, but that was it.
yeah, it was fine.
And then it's gorgeous out there.
It's cool.
It's real cool. That's for sure.
So it seemed to be the key was fishing these sandbars.
Yep.
Finding some current, some slowdowns of the current after it wrapped around it.
Eddy. Yeah.
A little eddy from the swift water into the calm water.
Was key.
Yeah.
Not that I know much about it, but
Not that you do know much about it, Abe.
Sean Polt from Tailwaters was with us, and he and I went on the let's try to use a fly rod adventure, and we struck out horribly. I think we were talking about it was just too deep and not clear enough. They couldn't see the fly.
I'd see, but why couldn't you use a white fly and sunk
I
it?
did. I used the heaviest, bulkiest fly I had.
What you need to do.
We tried everything. I tried flies with rattles on them.
Oh, you did have some rattle?
Yep.
I was going to say, you need some rattles.
Tried that.
And is all your stuff wrapped in lead?
Now...
Lead wire? You need to wrap a shank in lead wire and then put your barbell eyes on top of that lead wire to get your keel right.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way that'll get it down in there. So I don't think you have to go all the way down to the bottom. It helps. They were down close. But if you could cast in the bait balls and pull up, that's the ticket.
Yeah. I think just a big, heavy fly that moves a lot of water. And, I mean, Sean used a fly with a spinner on it, I mean, it's just, I'm wondering if it was a retrieve thing. Because we threw every single thing in his fly box and my fly box at him, and we just couldn't.
It was weird today, too, yesterday, because they wanted, 3 speeds. We'd get somewhere.
Fast, medium, or slow.
Yeah, fast, medium, or slow. You'd slow roll it on some spots.
Yeah.
And they'd start yanking it up, and we'd get a couple, and then, 5 seconds later, it was a fast speed, and that would stop working. Then you do a medium speed, and then after you got that medium speed, then it turned off, and then it's on to the next bin.
Yeah, definitely a stick and move type approach. But I like running the rivers. It's pretty cool,
I love river fishing.
Yeah,
always have and always will.
That was a lot of fun, for sure.
So yeah, me and Austin and Jordan were in the Gribble.
SS Gribble.
And we were running around, and we started getting in the groove of finding these fish. And, there was most spots that we would stop at, because Abe and Sean went ahead. We would stop, we'd beach, we'd fish on the bank. All of us would catch a fish, if not more. And then the bite would immediately just kind of stop, because they've moved on. We just went further down. And, Abe caught a couple fish after we helped him out. But, we
helped out.
We did. I told you what to do. After a
Put
while,
down that fly rod.
Oh my God!
Sit down
Throw
in
your
the
fly
sand.
rod in the river.
The only thing you told me that I had not previously told you about catching sand bass was sit down.
That's because we were tired.
I appreciate you guys catching a lot of fish for us, but purposefully went with the fly rod and not the spinning rod. Had I stuck on the spinning rod, I would have been right where you guys were at. We'd have caught 75 fish.
So we filled a 65 quart Arctic. Was going to say Yeti just out of understanding, but 65 quart Arctics are a true 65 quart. Was full of fish.
Like we couldn't close.
We had to remove all the ice
and ice blocks
and we still didn't have the lid shut when we went back.
So next time
we decided to stop catching fish.
Because
what happened?
Yeah, we were tired of catching fish. We knew we had some cutting up to do. 110 quart.
It took us longer to cut up fish than it did to put up the wall tent.
Oh,
by
3
far.
times.
Yeah.
By far.
Which I told Whit already. I texted her and I was like, we got to invest in a better knife for doing that because
that one I had was $20.
Yeah. I mean, I say invest, but it's not a lot of money. It's just, those things are so nice to have. The electric cutter.
As long as they have a sharp blade.
You got in the groove of yours.
Yeah.
I think you were trying to muscle it too much.
Well, in the front half, like probably about 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch, was real dull. So trying to hit that like spine was kind of hard to get it up and over. Cutting that backwards angle when you start going to the back of the tail, cutting it down. You had to like angle it just right and use the belly of the knife, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got it done.
Yeah.
I got in the groove.
No doubt.
It didn't take me long to knock the cobwebs off.
I only caught up 2 fish and got weird on the spine, but I figured out how to recover from the tail a couple times. So.
What did I only messed up like 2 or 3?
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just used to it's been a long time since I've cut up fish, but it's been crappie, and I'm just used to doing awesome, just like actually like using a fillet knife, not like an electric one.
Yeah.
But that's the ticket for sure. That made that a lot easier. I couldn't imagine having to use just actual fillet knife for 13 fish.
Like we were talking about with Sean, though, it can be easier because you can take that regular fillet knife and start at the head and run next to the spine, and then run the belly, and then take that cut behind your front fin and peel it back, like you're doing a back strap on a deer almost, and then you don't even have to cut ribs out. Then you flip it over and skin.
I guess this truck wants wants us to get a new motor because he is right up my butt. And there you go, he finally got off.
That's why you were making him late for his exit.
What? Okay.
Hey, he's late for the 11 o'clock service at church.
Yeah.
If you're 25 minutes late to church,
Jesus forgives lateness.
Yeah, exactly. It's time to watch football.
It's not football time.
When does football season start?
September. It's always something. The March Madness is going on right now.
That's what I hear. That's the basketball.
Yes, that is the basketball. It's a lot of fun to watch. Ohio State got upset.
Cool. Why'd they get upset?
This isn't a sports podcast.
Upset about what?
They got upset by Oral Roberts.
What did Oral Roberts do to upset?
Made a bad call?
Yeah, they beat them in basketball.
Oh.
Like with a stick?
Yeah, like with a stick.
I would watch that basketball.
Like if you just had two dudes ran around with a stick and you could just hit somebody with it.
I believe you call that lacrosse.
Yeah.
No, dude, you see that at medieval times.
Jousting.
I want to go to medieval times with all of you.
So does Lauren.
That would actually be a fun.
We should all do a Stormwater Creek family
Fun fact.
outing.
I've never been.
I've never
Me
been
neither.
either.
It's okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's not something you go to twice.
I just want to go so I can.
Been multiple
I want to redo that bit
Of course
from
you
the
have.
cable guy and put the chicken skin on my face.
Yes. All right, we're into this. You changed my mind.
That's
Medieval
it.
times.
Another fun fact from a movie. That was him improving, and so when Matthew Broderick starts laughing, that's him actually laughing because Jim Carrey's just being dumb on set. Movies.
Movies are the greatest. I'm pretty sure we quoted every Step Brother line.
That's anytime we hang out, a stepbrother. One of the quotes come from that movie.
I feel like we hit a lot of them this weekend.
That's like 50% of what this podcast
Is
is.
Step Brothers. Did you touch my drum set, Brennan? Anyways, catching fish is a lot of fun.
I was just watching Cops.
It is.
A lot of fun.
sweaty. I was just watching cops.
Switching cups.
It was, yeah, that was fun. There were some big sand bass. We should have measured a couple and weighed them, just for reference.
Do you think any of them went over 20 inches?
No.
No.
I think a couple were 18.
Yeah. That last fish you cut up, that was probably the biggest.
It was a big fish. Oh,
That was...
it was a big fish.
I caught a few sand bass that was around like big for some of the lakes we've caught around here, and they barely ran my drag. Like there was a couple times they hit my drag, and there was some that like was drag all the way in. Like it took a while to pull it in.
I didn't have too many that were pulling drag, but it was the bites for the most part were like, because obviously they were following bait in up almost nearly to the bank, but like that hit right at the bank, and then they try to run off.
Yeah.
There was a few fishers like, oh, this is fun because it's giving me some fight,
Yeah.
There were some good fighters.
But that was, I think, the best. I mean, the best I did yesterday was I sat down and I caught like 3 fish in a row and didn't get up at all.
Yeah, you didn't get up at all.
Great. Just like to have fun and party.
Hey, man, catching fish is the best.
This was definitely a trip that I would do again. And the funny thing was like, we talked to some other guys that apparently go there a couple times.
They've been there going there for like 15 years,
Yeah,
right?
15 years was one guy, and he was like, yeah, it's pretty slow for this time of year. Normally it's a lot better and all this, and he was really impressed we caught so many. But then he was saying like the big ones we had, he said, you pull those big ones out, a lot more when it's on. And I was like, man, this isn't on.
I'd be cool to make another run down here.
I'm impressed with it because we'd never been here before. We didn't have any idea of where to go.
Yeah.
And, as far as our fishing knowledge and experience, we have all together. It didn't take us that long to figure out where fish were. And then from then on, we crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always a rad feeling as opposed to getting into a new spot and you don't know what's going on. And then you're spending hours trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. And then before you know it, the day's over and you're like, got a couple fish.
Or you spend all day casting.
A fly rod, for God knows why.
Because if I'd have hooked into one of those fish on a fly rod, that would have been a lot of fun.
I would have been super stoked.
Yeah.
If you would have caught just one fish on a fly rod.
Me too.
Because catching fish on a fly rod is fun as all get out. The fight's fun. I enjoy a fly rod, but it's just one of those things where, there's some
spinning rods
where it's at, man.
Yes, sir.
I made enough casts. My right shoulder's tired today.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You made a lot of casts. Lots.
Your shoulder's tired, Abe?
My shoulder's not as tired as like my elbow.
Yeah. I was gonna say
It should be tired.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use your shoulder.
Yeah, you're not.
Okay. Well. All right.
I mean, you can a little bit,
there's some rotation there.
But they say you're supposed to keep it. It's all in your elbow, and then like a little flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
It's all in the hips.
So,
it's all in the hips.
Should I take one of your fly rods to Mexico to learn to fly fish with it on the beach?
Sure.
Yes.
Like you said, I feel like that's a good place to learn.
Absolutely.
If I feel like I'm quiet. Check. Am I quiet? Does it sound okay to me, y'all?
That sounds fine.
Okay. Because I feel like that's a good place to learn. A, because I don't have anything else to do, and B, because there's nothing to hang up on.
Nope.
No.
That's the best part. Like, I got my start in New Mexico, which was fine, but it was so hard to when you're first starting out, you normally drag the ground behind you. Yeah. And I've caught the ground a lot behind me. Mm-hmm. But once you get the hang of it, the mechanic fly casting is all about the mechanics.
Yeah.
Once you get the mechanics down, it's super easy and it's fantastic. Like you can do a lot. Like those guys that fly cast, like the Eagle's Nest guy.
Yeah.
He like casts like hundreds of yards.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of yards?
Well, sorry, 100 yards around that area.
How do you get that much line out? I don't know that I couldn't cast a regular rod 100 yards.
Yeah.
100 yards is longer than the pond at the farm. Yeah. I couldn't. There's no chance I can cast halfway across it pretty easy. But from the fence line to where we usually stand over there, that's
Yeah. It's,
maybe a touch over, but not much over 100 yards.
I was amazed at how Sean, like when Sean was casting, I would think he was facing the wrong way to cast.
Yes.
And he was.
It was interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows what he's doing, obviously, but like watching him, not even really, he kind of beforehand knew where he wanted to cast, but was watching the bank side and the bushes and whatnot to make sure, like, I'm not going to hang up on anything, but I know that I'm going to get this fly exactly where I want it here in a second.
He was for those that know what's going on, he was using a back cast. So, like, you know, instead of facing more forward and on your forward cast, using that to hit the water, on his back cast, that was the one that he was actually using for casting.
Sounds like a good way to hook yourself in the face.
I mean,
if you do, if you do the mechanics right, like, you're not going to be anywhere close to your face. When you're learning, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't want to hook myself in the face.
Well, see, but the thing is,
or
Austin,
the back of the ear.
is you actually cast, like, you don't cast right here, like you would with
At
the
an
normal
angle.
rod. You kind of angle it away from you a little
Sure.
bit, so you're here. So your fly line should be here if you do your mechanics right.
yeah, because you want your fly rod to stay in one plane, not like,
You're basically drawing a straight line,
Yeah.
and it's all about the stops.
Okay.
Yeah, when I stopped putting my rod forward, when you talked to me about that, Jordan, I was getting an extra 10, 15 feet.
Yeah.
And I started standing sideways and just like...
You point your thumb up on the handle,
Okay.
and wherever your thumb points, that's where your rod tip's going to point, which is where your fly is going to go. So Abe was dipping at the last, and his thumb was pointing to the water, and he was going straight to the water. So I told him you need to stop up here and keep that wrist up, and then once you're about to land where you want, then you can drop your rod tip down to get into fishing position.
Fishing mission.
Fishing mission.
Position.
Fishing position. It's always the best.
Ooh.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun chasing him on a fly rod. Not having much success, but I'm going to take that fly rod into the creeks around the house and see if I can have a little bit more success.
I wish I had a bow-mounted trolling motor.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was nice to have. His is the real nice remote-controlled one, too. So.
Yeah.
Minn
That's
Kune
wrong color
iPilot?
brand.
It was a motor guide.
Yeah.
Ah.
But yes, basically the same thing.
Did his have GPS?
Yup.
It did?
Uh-huh.
I wonder what the price difference between those two are.
Sure, it's a bit. Good amount. It was a nice trolling motor.
I know the old boy I used to fish with a lot. He had one of those iPilots.
$2-3 grand. These.
That thing, he didn't have the auto deploy. So, like, he didn't have the one where, like, if y'all haven't seen if you haven't seen the little YouTube or commercial about it, it's pretty slick. The guy pushes his boat off the trailer, and everybody's, like, looking at him like, what is this guy doing? He hits a button, and the trolling motor pops down in the water, and he hits a button, and it stays in one place. It just anchors itself in the trolling motor. He goes and parks his truck, and then
come back to me.
And then remotes controls to the dock and just steps on the boat and keeps on going.
I've seen
Like,
that.
It's pretty slick. Yeah.
It is.
And they work really well like that. Like,
Yeah.
For not having a reverse on mine, that would be clutch.
yeah.
To be able to shove it off the trailer and be like, stay right here for a second.
Yeah. The fishing boat that I use at Boat Club has an iPilot. The only problem is sometimes it doesn't work under the bridges, which kind of sucks because it's like I want to anchor right here and crappie fish.
You can't just manually set it, stay here.
You can. There is a foot
Sure
pedal
is.
that comes with them, and you can bring a foot pedal out, plug it in, and use it like a regular trolling motor.
Yeah.
We always kept the...
Mine doesn't have that though.
Yeah, we always kept the foot pedal in my buddy's boat. And he said, hey, every now and then you might run out of battery or who knows what'll mess up. I don't want to not have to stop fishing because I don't have a remote.
Yeah.
That guy's transom strap is loose on the back.
Yeah, I think his bracket broke loose.
That's what it looks like.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That boat's pretty heavy.
It's lighter than mine.
That's true. But he probably has I think he has a bigger motor than you. Does that make him any weight?
Doesn't have that steel arm coming out the back. That motor's lighter than mine.
That's true.
The Gribble, when you were driving by, just messing around right when we got the boat in the water, that boat looks fantastic on the water. It is a cool boat.
Yeah, it is a good
They're
boat.
just so heavy because all the they're built up to be able to hit things.
Yeah.
So that's why they're just slower. Like a 30 horse on Sean's boat, which is smaller.
Yeah.
He can move.
Dude, we were flying.
Yeah.
Dude, especially because it was like glass out there, and coming around those corners, you just felt that boat sliding around. That was pretty. It was.
I mean, if I'm by myself, the Gribble will
can
haul.
do-
But
yeah.
I've got the light rack. I've got all the tools. We had the cooler. We had fuel. All this. And those mud motors just don't run as fast. I think the props are different pitches on outboards. And mud motors being for torque and stuff versus speed. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to have dual 35s and be able to kick it.
God, that would
Be able to do 40 or 50 in a mud boat.
Whew. That's fast.
Yeah, it is.
It's quick.
We were doing right about 20
Yeah.
with us and all the gear, which
I'm
is
interested
fine.
to see how fast I can get my boat up to now with the
Prop
cavitation
chains.
plate. Yeah.
Prop chains.
Well, the prop change.
He's had the prop change.
Yeah,
And he picked up
yeah.
speed.
He's had
Now he has
that for a
cavitation
while,
plate.
'cause even on Grapevine, after he changed out his prop versus me
Noticeable.
with mine, they were zooming past me.
We
and I was
thought
just kinda
you were
tugging along.
idling out and not even using it.
Yeah.
Dude, I had full throttle on. I was going.
That was crazy. Yeah, that's 7.5. I may try the 8, but there's a balance.
There's a
where
point
it
of
gets.
diminishing
Yeah.
return.
Well, it's like airflow through heads. You
Yeah.
can open up a cam too much and your airflow stops through heads. It's just not about putting bigger. Bigger's not always better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm anxious to get that. I got to take that up and get the stand-up bar welded on.
Maybe I'll go to the shop at dusk and see if those bass are running.
You're gonna go fish some more, huh?
I got to take the
You should. I'm very
I
curious.
got to take
about
the
what's
tent
going
and
on
stuff
in
back to
there.
the container. If I do it tonight, then I can just go fish for a minute.
West side of the pond is where I always see them.
Okay. In the shallows.
Yep.
Sandy shallows.
Yep.
I need to order that tagging kit so we can start tagging these things.
Get back to putting a little bit more work into this thing.
Yep.
I like it.
Get some bluegill. Yep. I kind of think we should wait till fall to do bluegill now.
Brewgill.
Okay.
So
What's the logic behind waiting until fall?
because their metabolism is about to start cranking because it's warm and there's going to eat them all. If we wait till fall, things have slowed down, they've fattened up, they've already spawned, and they're just settling down. So the bluegill have a better chance to chill.
You don't think putting like a quarter of what we're going to put in now would be okay? Just give them a little bit extra food source.
I mean, they'll
Just
all
in
be
general.
gone. I want to stock them to become reproducers, not for food. I'm not that concerned about food. If I was to put anything in for food, I'd like to put another, $100 worth of minnows.
Put goldfish in there.
Are you kidding?
No.
You realize there's just their main food source is eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why it's in a lot of places it's illegal to fish with them.
I've seen, I forget the YouTube
Is
channel, but there was a dude, they were setting up pretty much like jug lines, but they were putting goldfish on them with balloons on top, and they were catching like double-digit bass out of this. It was like
wow.
a private pond using goldfish. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Since it's private, I mean, we could, but I don't want them to get in there and just end up having a 3-foot carp goldfish in
Yeah.
there that's just smashing bass eggs and all the other eggs.
Don't bluegills eat eggs?
Yeah, but they also are highly predated upon.
I think we can find
Yeah,
a good
like,
balance
if it-
between the two.
Yeah.
With bass and bluegill.
If a bass is guarding the bed, which they normally do, your bluegills aren't going to get too much out of that nest.
Okay.
And goldfish will eat bluegill eggs, and just they offset a. I don't know why we're getting some noise. Offset the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no goldfish, buddy.
No goldfish. Just crackers. Just goldfish crackers. No real goldfish.
Yeah.
So, well, it was quite an adventure. That's for sure.
Ugh, I'm tired.
I am too.
We all just ate Waffle House.
And sleep on cots.
Sleeping on cots with
And it was cold.
Thrashy McGee.
It wasn't like it wasn't.
Abe
as
was having
cold as
night
cold.
terrors all night.
Ah!
He's fighting demons in a castle or something.
Wolfenstein.
Yes, good reference.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, Jordan needs to get him a sleeping pad, or next time, just what I would do is
just
get a.
forgot mine. I thought about it, and I'm terrible about like I'll think something, and I'll think about it so hard. Like I need to remember this, that, and the other. I go do something else, and since I thought about it, so like make sure I get this. For some reason, my head changes it to I already got it, and then,
Yeah, it's done.
and it's done and gone, and I don't think about it again. I don't run a lot of checks. That's why my wife gets mad at me for not running.
That's better than Abe, man. Abe don't even think.
That's the problem. I think,
That
too
boy's
much.
that
I
boy's
bring too
plumb
much shit.
ignorant. You know what I'm talking about? Plumb ignorant.
Plum
Well,
ignorant.
in this
Ignorant.
type of weather that we're doing this in, to me is one of the hardest types of weather to pack for, without feeling like you either aren't taking enough or taking too much.
Yeah.
Because like
'Cause
in
you
the
need a
mornings it was
jacket.
going to be in the 30s.
And you need a pair of shorts.
I
and-
never wanted shorts.
Of course not. You're a little cold-natured kid.
And so am I. Like I do not like being cold. That's not saying I won't go out in the cold. I just don't like to be cold. If I can wear a nice jacket that's going to keep me nice and warm, I would rather be wearing a big jacket than to be cold. So, to me, in this weather, you're like, it's going to be in the 30s. And it's going to be in the 30s in the morning. I need a jacket. And then, when it comes down to the afternoon, it was supposed to be in like the high 60s. So that's to me is shorts or, especially fishing pants and a fishing shirt weather right there.
That wind stayed cold though.
Yeah, it did. Every time I thought about like taking my set of bibs off that I had, I would soon be like, you know what?
Absolutely. Take your bibs off and what?
Yeah, and I would start to take them off, and then the wind would pick up, and I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, I brought waders because I knew we needed at least one pair to launch the boat and stuff. Then once I threw them on, I was like, yeah, this neoprene material does block wind nice. And then those clouds would come and go, and it would be kind of chilly. I was like, I'm just gonna wear them.
Yeah.
Plus jumping in and out of the water.
Just to do stuff. Yeah.
I was wearing rubber boots, which I'm glad I did not. I'm glad you went and got my rubber boots for me, Abe.
I am too.
I wore Crocs. I was like, it's going to warm up. I'm going to wear wool socks with Crocs, and I'll take my wool socks off. Yes, because I was being that piece of garbage. And
What was I?
And then we got
Socks
down there,
with
and it was a little muddy.
I'm wearing socks.
I don't,
and Crocs right now.
I don't think that's garbage. I think that's normal. Socks with flip flops.
Yeah,
That's garbage.
Like open sandals.
Unless
I
there's
can't
slides.
Yeah.
Unless there's slides and you're wearing tall Nike socks.
Then you're
Yeah.
a vato.
stand it. Then you're a vato.
Simon Holmes.
Or your
Yeah,
name is
Simon.
Chance and you're from North Park.
El Diablo.
But yeah, Abe went up and got our boots, and there was a couple times where I thought I was going to go over my rubber boots because those banks are steep and they're sandbars. So like, you get right near the water, and all of a sudden it erodes out from under you real fast. And like that one where I did the running up the bank in that slick mud, and like caught myself like I did the.
That was a good catch for sure.
Oh.
Those wading boots, though, we took them down to the coast.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about them when we went kayaking the other weekend. And I was wearing my Croc sandals, and I slipped in the mud a couple times. And, I lost my bench.
Walking in sand and Crocs and water is not fun.
No. But those wading boots, I'm glad I remembered those, and those things are pretty rad. And I think they're going to come in handy for sure once it warms up and we're getting on these rivers and creeks a little bit more.
Yeah, those might be useful.
And when we go back down to the coast to
Yes.
chase the redfish.
I want to do it on kayaks. I don't want to take the big boat again.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do kayak.
Because they said they do it in
yeah,
kayaks.
yeah.
Because I feel like...
Drew went down there in a kayak and tore it up, apparently.
I've got it one now, and I want to use it a bunch and all the time.
And I just feel like running, that big water, not being able to go super fast with rods and coolers and stuff. Like, if we're all on our own little boat, we stay in the shallows, and we can stand up, we can get in and out easier. It's just, I feel like it's be less of a mess.
I agree. I've got a
Unless we
perfect place
can
that I want to go try.
borrow a bay boat from old Steve.
Oh, Cameron, if you're listening, put in a good
Call
word.
you Pops.
Call your pops.
Hello, Mr. Weisserman. I want your boat. Hey, what's that right there?
That
is Yesterland.
Yesterland.
Eusterland?
Yesterland. Yesterland.
I'm sorry?
Yesterland.
Okay, we also need to recap the discussion we had on the drive down. When are we doing Canton Trade Days?
Oh,
When are we doing Traders Village as Stormwater Creek field trips?
These are all going to be so much fun.
Belt loops, 6-packs, and
Yeah.
Belt lube.
Belt looping. What? You just put beer in your belt.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Why are you laughing?
It's funny, Abe.
I'm talking about you drink Michelob Ultras in the parking lot after you play softball. Okay? We're talking about going to Traders Village and doing adult man
And drinking.
I'm talking about a different type
Drinking
of belt lubing
Budweisers.
that Austin likes to talk about a lot.
I do?
Yeah.
I don't think it's me.
No?
I think you bring belt looping up. 'Cause every time I grab you by the belt loops, you go, "Oh, you're belt looping me."
That's what I'm doing? Oh, yeah, that's it.
So we're past a sign that says Texas Freshwaters Fisheries Center. I've always wanted to just swing through and see what's going on there.
Field trip?
Let's do it right now. They'll probably close at Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's a government building.
If it's a hatchery, a lot of time on the weekends they do tours and stuff where you can feed the fish.
Tours! They do tours!
No, we don't have any details. Like, and when we used to go to Red River as a kid, we'd always go to the rainbow trout hatcheries, and they had little gumball machines. You put a quarter in, got trout food, and you threw them in the big tanks. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's very neat.
So you make sure you know what kind of food, or stick some in your pocket, so when they go release them, you use that same.
Yeah, you make
fish food.
make a dough ball on it.
Yeah. That's what they're used to catching on.
Yep. The power bait.
I'm really upset that you said the
Jalapeno time.
jalapeno tree is
Oh,
trash.
Jalapeno tree. I can't
It
read.
looks fun. It says crazy good Mexican food. They can't lie on a sign.
Just like the internet can't lie, right?
I mean, I'm sure it's okay and it will eat, but like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, we have to go there.
The internet never lies.
Yeah.
George Washington, probably.
If I'm going to eat at a place at that exit right there, I'm going to the Dairy Palace, not the jalapeno tree.
What's Dairy Palace?
Dairy Palace
Knock off
is,
Dairy Queen?
it is better than Dairy Queen.
I mean, that's not hard to do, but
Can you get a glass of milk there?
ham steak?
Ham
you can't
steak?
get a ham steak. It's
you get
just
a hot
hamburgers. You get it.
I'm being serious.
You get a hot dude.
Y'all don't like the dude at Dairy Queen? The
it's
chicken
just-
fried steak sandwich?
I couldn't tell you last time I've had it. I'm probably sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Abe, when's the
I eat
last time you
McDonald's
had a
willingly.
dude?
So,
So
McDonald's, if you're
original.
listening, holla at your boy.
Whataburger.
Sponsorship.
What a burger.
Either one.
We keep on getting emails from like supplement companies, like
Nah, we need to
like
email
regular workout
McDonald's.
ones. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't really want to have supplement. Like,
Yeah.
We're not in the getting fit category podcast. We're in the bulking category.
I'm not about that life, man. I
Yeah,
want,
but no.
we more cater toward power lifters and
Yeah.
drunks.
I
No thanks, Peggy. I'm trying to go the other way.
two fucking beef patties, 2 slices of American cheese on fucking bun, okay? Don't give me no fucking lip.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Grilled onions?
Grilled onions? I like
fine,
diced
unnecessary,
onions.
but fine.
I like diced onions if I'm going to do onions on a burger.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'll do lettuce and tomato, no pickles. Yep.
Pickles are so
and I'll
good. You don't
do-
like pickles?
They're
I
okay.
take-
Pickles by themselves, cool.
But you don't
All
like them on
day.
a burger?
I do not like them on a burger.
I can take them or leave them. At
Yep.
McDonald's, I get no pickles, add mayonnaise.
You got to do a little bit of mayo on a burger.
But
for sure.
sometimes I like... But the mayo needs to be on the bottom because it keeps your bun from getting soggy.
Suggy.
Soggy.
Soogie.
Suggy bun.
He needs a nap.
He's
He
very
keeps having
tired.
these outbursts.
He's very tired.
I am sleepy. Abe was, again, fighting demons in his sleep last night. Trying to save the princess from the castle.
Yeah, having to stomp turtles to death.
Luigi.
It was a rough.
You're a thrasher, man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
In that mummy
rough
bag,
sleeping.
it's bad.
Yeah, it's.
I turned over a lot
You
too, though.
should have
so
bought
I
you an
tried
air
to-
mattress so you could just spread out.
The problem is just like I'm a side sleeper, and it's
Oh, me
Yeah.
too.
horribly uncomfortable in a cot.
Yep.
Even
Jordan
with
and I were
the
having the
air,
same
even with the sleeping pad I
You should have
had.
done air mattresses then, man. Just a little twin size mattress.
I mean, even that I guess is
Way
What,
better.
yeah.
Make
I mean,
one big air mattress, like line
Have
air
it
mattress
custom
up.
made.
Yeah.
Sleep over.
just can you imagine if I was thrashing in one air mattress with all of you on it? How that would.
We just take all these tie downs,
That's
we
why
use
you
the boat,
have.
tie you up like a little mummy, and lay you down next to
And
us.
then you just
Thrash
Put a
like them
pillow on
fish
his
laying on the
head.
bank. Just give it a flop every so often.
And then a little ball gag in your mouth.
Whoa!
Whoa!
This has turned dark real quick.
I hear you need your pipes cleaned or fixed or something.
Pizza delivered.
I'm here to fix Dinah Cable.
I'm here to fix the pizza.
Oh yes, come in. I'm all out of money. Maybe we could work out something.
Have you
Oh,
seen that?
don't-
Have you seen that video of the chick that has a plumber over there, and he's like, yeah, like you need to, change this drain out. It will be real easy. And she's like, perhaps I could clean your drains out. And he's like, I'm a plumber. I can do it myself. Like,
Yeah.
They just
So that
keep
you-
going back and forth.
she's
Yeah.
like, would you like another form of payment? And he's like, well, like a check.
You can write a check.
You can Venmo me.
Yeah. Maybe I could clean your pipes. I'm a plumber. I would do that myself.
Yeah, that's what Jordan just said. In the video.
I know. I'm just saying. It was funny. That was the funny one.
Why'd you repeat it, man?
All right, George Lopez.
Not George
Carlos
Lopez.
Mencia.
Carlos
Mencia.
Mencia. It's a potato potato.
You mean Carlos Mencia?
Oh.
We got your back, Joe Rogan. We know you're listening.
Everybody
we appreciate
does.
it. Welcome to Texas, buddy.
Yeah, it always made me happy when he said he liked our podcast.
Who?
Joe?
Yeah.
Old JR, as
Old
we call
JR?
him now that he's in
Yeah.
Texas.
He hangs out all the time, man. You know when we do stand up
You
night
remember
night?
we roasted a bowl with him?
Yeah, we
Roasted a bowl.
Yeah, dude. Fucking roasted a bowl. Talked about the universe and shit.
Yeah.
Did some marijuanas.
Took the weed and did some DMT.
We were smoking some dope with him.
Oh man.
I'm really impressed with how not ridiculous we're being for the weekend.
Excuse me?
You know it gets worse, Austin.
I mean, the people listening to this beg to differ.
Yeah, I beg to differ.
Yeah, but none of them have heard
I can't read
Will's Off podcast.
the comments. Are gonna be like, what is this nonsense? So you guys aren't making any sense.
My friend said I should listen to you. I will never get this time
Yeah.
back.
I am now dumber for having
Yes.
listened to
May
this.
God have mercy on your soul. Oh,
So, next missions are
Farm?
Trader's
Farm,
Village.
Shop Pond,
Trader's Village.
Trader's Village, and Canton Trade Days. But as far as quality missions, not just nonsensical, we probably need to call the Farm Pond some.
We
but
need a farm work day.
yeah, I think we should start planning out that big blind we keep talking about. If we can get it kind of planned, I'll talk to Steve. And
Yeah.
we need to rebuild that one that's got the 2x4 frame and the metal roof.
Yeah.
And feeders are basically all down at this point, I bet. As far as feed.
Maybe, yeah. Probably.
Oh,
You caught it. There you
Oh.
go, buddy. That's for you.
he said it.
What?
You heard it here. A
called it
Stormwater
feed
Creek
instead of corn.
exclusive.
Oh, feed.
And I want to tag fish. I want to tag a bunch of fish, so as we get past the spawn,
And
we
see
can
who-
kind of see how many we're recatching and maybe try to get a
Yeah.
population estimate and kind of look at sizes and see if we need to cull again this year. I feel like we probably do, but hard to say.
Yeah.
And just to have some tracking data on them.
Be
So,
fun.
Come next spring, it's like, oh, he grew 3 inches, or we can track weights too, and
This fish
see
is
how.
big.
Because if they're all staying skinny, it means there's not enough food. We definitely need to cull.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can figure that out real quick this next time we go. If they're all still looking small like they were last year, then
Culling.
for sure we're pulling some more out of there.
totes, bro.
What? Then we're gonna do farm mission. Then we're gonna do that Brazos trip again.
Yeah.
We're talking about doing Broken Bow trip.
Are we going to do the Brazos overnight again?
We didn't.
I didn't do it the
overnight.
first time. Did
Well,
you
I'd
say
say-
overnight?
I would say, I meant, do we
Try-
want to do it?
Try to
Yeah, because that
visit
day is a
that.
whip to fish the whole
Yeah.
river and then drive home.
I say we 2
Split
day
it in half would be
Mhm.
easier.
We find beaches like we did on the Sabine this weekend. We can post up,
Yeah.
up, hold it down.
Hold the float down. That will be fun with the fly rod.
The float.
Brazos is real fun with the fly rod.
Yeah, I bet.
Now we just have to figure out which run we're going to make. PK or Whitney.
Well, we'll do them both this summer.
I'm cool with that. We got to figure out how to get down to the coast. We're going to do that, probably June, July?
Yeah, typically if you get in a vehicle and like turn the ignition on, you can drive there.
What?
You said figure out how to get there. Just fucking drive.
I meant
Gosh.
With all the stuff that happened down there with the redfish, I want to talk to.
See if
Steph-
it's worth it.
Actually, so Steph,
But-
you mentioned that the restaurant at Steph's building, Sevy's. He's the one who gave us redfish recently. It's off their menu completely
Yep.
because there was so much
Die-off.
die-off.
So
Yeah.
Texas Parks and Wildlife is asking people to only take what they for sure need and eat, and if they can, catch and release for a little while the redfish.
I heard the
but
redfish did way better than the sea trout.
They did, but there was still a large die. Better is still best of the worst.
Yeah.
The smartest special ed student.
The smartest kid with Down syndrome.
And then they didn't say don't take them. They just said like don't take
That's-
more than you actually need. You know what I mean? Like,
And then you can also play, have the discussion of catch and release, man. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? It's hard on the fish if in a fishery that's stressed,
You got to keep them wet.
or to leave them alone is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to go, but would it be what?
I just forgot because fucking sissy hands over here is all scared of fish. He's got his little
oh
baby
yeah, we
hands.
didn't go over that. And we didn't go over my mess up either.
But anyway, I'll finish mine, and then we can make the rounds. It's hot in here. So what?
What are you doing?
Trying to make your thing work.
It's on the feet. Turn it on the
Oh
face.
my god, you are fucking retarded.
Yeah, obviously.
Whoa.
Just banged on it. You just said somebody had Down syndrome.
So,
so
He's got
yeah,
the smartest
the,
kid with it.
he's basically a sling blade. Leave him alone.
So yeah. So going to the coast. Do we should we wait to be kind of respectful of the fishery because we don't need to go? It's not like we're going because we need these fish, or I mean, it'd be cool to eat some, but
I think we should. And if we're gonna do any kind of red fishing, maybe we should just research some shit in Louisiana.
We can go
I
to
think it all kind of ties.
Grand Isle.
Louisiana and our states. I don't care. Don't mess with Texas, Austin.
Yeah.
Or hit the chandelier.
Yeah, we'll see.
The what?
Chandelier Islands.
Schindler Island?
Chandelier.
Oh,
Chandelier.
okay.
All right, let's talk about what we're going to talk about. People being scared of fish or something.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of fish.
Yeah. So who wants to tell the Abe story?
He caught a bass, flipped it on the bank, and then stepped on it with his boot to hold it down.
Like a little kid.
On its tail. That's it.
You fish.
Why though?
I just was holding it. I just held its tail down so it wouldn't flop back down the
You
bank.
just lip it and pick it up
I was.
like an adult.
And then he'd swallowed it, and I was like, "Stick your finger in there and get it out." And he said, "I can't." I said, "Go get pliers." Then
I was sticking my hand.
watched you ball up the line, like a child, about to rip
No,
that thing
that's
out of there like you're starting a
Not
lawnmower.
at all was
Just
I.
rip.
That's not at all what
Hey,
I was going to do.
Well,
Hey,
your
hey,
fingers.
I was taking the line just
Keep
so
your
I could
voice
control
down,
the
okay?
lure.
You're getting
okay?
heightened right now. Just
Well, I'm
relax.
being told I'm doing something I'm not.
I've
Well, I
watched
mean,
you
we have
toss a
3
fish as it
people who-
flopped in your
Okay.
hand.
Witnessed it.
Abe, are you afraid of fish?
It's
No,
o-
I'm not
It's
afraid
okay
of
if you
fish.
are.
I'm not
Tell me
afraid
the
of
truth.
fish.
If you would have caught more this weekend, you would have become better at holding them.
I get it because I held so many fish by the lips
Yeah.
this weekend. My thumb and my
You got.
index finger are
Yeah, a little
raw.
chewed up.
Yeah,
I got bass stuff.
it's like I sandpapered my finger.
I don't.
No, because you didn't catch hardly.
I have
You
sandpaper
stood on
between
them
my.
with your boot.
you
my
probably
fingers-
still got shit on your thumb from
You-
having it up your ass all
Oh
weekend,
my
buddy.
God.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
Put down the fly rod and join us with our spinning rods.
I did.
Yeah, and then you caught fish.
I did.
You're welcome.
Now, what was the next story we were going to talk about?
Me, whenever we were at a little sandbar standing there fishing, and I caught a pretty nice slab. Like, it was a slab. It was a weighty.
And it's a sandbar, so you're getting. I mean, it's a big fish.
And he was a big fish, so I did the bank flop. Pulled the rod up and flopped him on the bank, so I could get him up. We didn't have a net, we used this pretty light test line, just kind of getting him in, so I didn't drag him in. And I lipped him and got my lure out. And since he flopped on the bank, he was super sandy. So I was like, all right, so I'm just going to get a little water on him, wash a little bit of sand out before I throw him in the cooler, so our coolers just not filling up with sand on top of fish and fish slime and the ice and all. I just thought it would be a good thing. So, and Austin gave me the hindsight afterwards, which is what I wanted to do, but my mind didn't connect with what I wanted to do. I went down and just dipped him in the water, and as soon as he was covered fully with water,
like, I'm out here.
He was like, peace out, and flopped and jumped out of my hand, and he's like in the water, and I did the double-handed dig of water and reached down in there, grabbed him once, he slipped out of my hands, grabbed him twice, slipped out of my hands again.
He's like a dog chasing fish in water.
Just dog chasing, dog digging, just throwing sand beneath my legs, just grabbing him. I did recover him. I got him back.
You did get him back.
And then after that, I'd put him in the net and rinse them in the net.
That was the way to do it.
Yeah, that was a smart way.
What I started doing too is just splash them and give them a rub.
Yeah, you can kind of get their
but I'm afraid of
tail
fish,
close
so,
to water.
You
You are afraid of fish. Okay.
I was holding it, splashing water, and
You're
rubbing it down.
probably afraid of fish as much as you're afraid of cooking your own meat.
Damn it.
Which is a lot.
Seems to be a lot, at least.
I'm just going to mute the Stormwater Creek chat for about a week after I've been just mercilessly ridiculed.
You're going to get bored.
We've been
lonely.
nice to you.
You've been nice to me.
Dude, this has been a mild weekend. I'm not even at 100.
What are you doing?
You don't want to see me at 75.
Austin wishes he was driving. He's freaking out.
No. I'm just
He's
changing my back position because my back's sore from climbing in and out of the boat.
Carrying this podcast.
Yeah, carrying this podcast. Hands are sore. Climbing out of the boat, banging around on the boat, standing on uneven sandbars,
shit
by the
sand.
In waiting.
Shifting
Yeah.
sand is...
And for we're on the water in 9-10 hours yesterday, so
from
8 to 6.
Sleeping on a cot twice.
Yeah, so it just back, dang old back.
My neck, my back. Jared knows that song.
Yeah, it was taught to me by someone that's very close to you. Your mother.
Your mother. Your mother, Trebek.
Trebek.
Ugh. So my mother-in-law's been in town, and she likes to watch Jeopardy, and I love Jeopardy, right? I just never watch it until somebody else is watching it in front of me. And they've had a couple of different hosts now that, A.T. went and, took the long sleep.
He bought the farm.
He bought the farm.
May rest
Did he
in
die?
peace.
Yeah,
Huh?
Yeah,
the
Alex
answer.
Trebek died.
I forgot.
Brian Kunsa.
Yeah.
So they have, what's her name? Goddamn.
Candace
Vanna
Owens.
White?
Not Vanna White. That's Wheel of Fortune, bro.
I don't know, dude. I don't watch
Joaquin
TV.
Phoenix.
Celine Dion.
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
I answer text messages
Spot
for,
on.
for 3 days. I don't
Katie
watch
Couric.
TV for
Katie
3
Holmes.
days.
Katie Holmes. No, she's
Katy Perry?
Katie Thompson.
Like Firework, Katy Perry?
Yeah. No, they had Katie Couric on.
Katie Couric.
She was the judge. She's
Was she really?
horrible. Yeah, she was horrible.
Horrible.
She's horrible.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I tell
Ken
you.
Jennings has been the best one so far.
I don't know who these
You
people
can
are.
never replace Trebek.
No, but the closest you can come is Ken Jennings.
You can have Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell
Dude,
should host.
Will Ferrell,
Oh.
absolutely. Will
He did
Ferrell
once, I'm pretty
as
sure.
Alex Trebek.
I'm pretty sure he did a cameo once on there.
Do you know how many people would watch that? Everyone. That's how many.
Revolutionize.
Everyone.
Whoa.
Keep my boat on the road.
I'm trying to stay away from the giant 18-wheeler swerving next to us.
Stay in your lane.
You want to hit the rumble strips or the 18-wheeler? Oh my God. God, calm down, you velociraptor.
He's going to take a gut hook from your belly button up to your chest.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
Oh.
Well, when are we doing a fish fry?
Same time we do a crawfish boil.
Stop.
Bazinga.
Oh, God.
You owe multiple people crawfish.
Oh, well, it's that time.
You got to clean your backyard?
Yeah, it's
No, we're
clean
gonna do it
now.
at my house.
My backyard's clean now.
I don't believe you.
It is. I think there's a dead cow over
You
there.
a lie?
No, I swear to God, I cleaned my backyard.
Jacuzzi.
I power washed
There's
everything.
nothing on it. It's
I
just
cleaned
water.
up.
Were you gonna come borrow my power washer?
I'm eventually need to get it from you,
What
but
did you need it for? I forget.
I just rented one from Home Depot. So,
Okay.
I just pulled all my
Stop.
furniture out and power washed everything off and did some spring cleaning and
All right then. Yeah, we need. I'm cutting down a crepe myrtle in our backyard. That one right there by the windows.
Yeah.
Taking it down.
I'm not a fan of crepe myrtles.
I think the pink is kind of pretty, but
Yeah.
they spit and they drop it so many leaves, and we got that awning now. It's just gonna cover it.
Yeah.
And my honest worry was it planted so close to the house were roots in the foundation, but apparently crepe myrtle roots are pretty weak. Honestly, they don't get in pipes in the concrete. I read.
Well,
That crepe myrtle is what ran into under my slab and then crawled up my drain for my toilet.
Really?
And looped over the wax ring and down into the drain pipe for my toilet. And I had 6 foot of roots in my
It was
toilet.
crepe myrtle.
Holy crap.
What I read was they wouldn't do that. Somebody's wrong. Dang, it's coming down today then.
well,
So,
sorry for not introducing this, but welcome to our new podcast called Being a Homeowner.
horticulture with Stormwater Creek.
Exactly.
My chainsaw threw the chain last time I used it, and I've been lazy. I'll put the chain back on and rip that tree down.
I haven't used my chainsaw in a while. That big storm that rolled through here.
We can tell that somebody came and did that for you.
No, I cut that up myself.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I think your father-in-law did.
No, I swear to God, I did that myself.
He did all your sprinklers,
I did.
right?
I did that. I cut that branch up myself in Crocs.
Who took it down?
It didn't. The fucking wind did.
Oh.
Hey, Wedge.
All right, yeah.
You have to get all mad about
Why
it.
are you
Jeez.
angry?
Take that base
I'm
out of
sorry.
your boy.
I'm sorry you didn't catch fish. Is that what's going on here?
I'm gonna constantly defend myself, my manhood against you people. Ow!
Never had it. See, it works great, doesn't it?
When
Yeah.
you hit him, he swerves, okay?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. I'm sorry. Sorry, boat.
I'm sorry, boat. People are the worst.
Yeah, we gotta take that crepe myrtle down. I got 2 sprinkler heads down too. I've been real lazy about. They went down toward the end of the summer.
Well, y'all join us again next week for more home talk with
Thank
Austin
you.
Brown.
Hey, people like us.
Bob Vila's
We're
hot
smart
corner over
enough,
here.
We're good enough, and gosh darn it, people like us.
People want to hear about Austin's crepe myrtle getting cut down. Tune in next week for the update. Make sure you subscribe for all the latest crepe
Do you
myrtle
have any,
content.
Are you remodeling your bathroom?
If you have any advice on freestanding tubs, it's Austin at stormwatercreek.com.
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
appreciate any input. Maybe we'll read some letters on the air next week.
Yeah, you too could be a part of the podcast.
If you're looking for 60-inch total length, shoot some stuff my way, guys.
Yeah.
Any.
All right, cue Brayley.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, before we cue Brayley, you should probably know that if you are not already, subscribe to our YouTube channel because you too can see the 3 of these mutants catching fish and me just casting a fly rod a bunch.
We are. You just had to throw it out there.
The struggle bus. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and that video will be coming soon. Thanks for paying attention, guys.
I stopped paying attention.
I know. I'm getting air punched by Knuckles over here.
I told you, it's the karate thing where you have to go slow and you go,
Hi! Hi!
yeah, dead.
Hi!
Dead.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Aim, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.